Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, October 31st, Halloween. Woo. For those of you who are into that kind of thing, I am Jonathan van Clute for Stock Navigators, and we are going to take a look at the markets. But first, I'd like to remind you to please subscribe, like the video, comment, let us know what you want to see, what you like, what you don't like, what you want more of, if these videos are helpful, useful to you, etc. We're doing this to help you guys out, so let us know what you want more of, and we will do our best to get it to you. So that being said, let's check out the S&P 500 first. So overnight, we have had some strong move to the upside. On a daily basis, no big surprise, we have bounced pretty hard off of the buy zone down here, off the really major buy zone from earlier this year, and bounced nicely right up to the descending trend line here. And at the moment, we are above it. That is not by itself enough to say we're suddenly back in action to the bullish side. We are still making a pattern of lower lows and lower highs. So we've got a ways to go to see real bullishness on the longer term. I would like, at a minimum, to see us get up over the 21 EMA. The exponential moving average here that is trending very much downwards. So we really need to get above that. It'd be nice to see a break of the box to the upside on that daily. And we've got a ways to go to achieve that. I mean, with the volatility we've seen lately with some of these gigantic bars, both down and some pretty good sized up ones as well. It's not out of the question that this kind of distance could be covered in just a session or two. But, with how nervous I think everybody probably is right now after this big move down, I wouldn't expect to see that overcome that quickly. But if you are on a shorter term time frame, looking at the 60-minute, we have actually broken through this sell zone up overhead and are working on holding that and testing these highs here. So if we are able to hold above this zone this morning, then I think a test of that area is very likely. At the moment, Navigator very, very bullish, very strong on the 60-minute. So, a short term, at least, recovery does seem to be kind of in the works. It's at least trying to get started. We are up above. We actually broke above the daily box overnight. We got a new box that came out just after the close of the session yesterday, and we were well up above it, held above it, and we've actually just now, just in the last hour, we have broken above the new box that came out even. So things are looking very, very bullish today so far. Of course, we need to get through the open. We still have a little over an hour actually, sorry, no, a little over an hour and a half to the open. So we got a ways to go. There's definitely, I want to see a test probably of this zone. I would like to see a pullback maybe to the top of the zone, see that area hold, and then see some momentum come into the upside to confirm a bullish direction. Bullish momentum coming in on the shorter term. So that's what we're looking at on the SP 500 right now. Bulls are, at least for the short term, definitely in control. Let's take a quick peek at crude oil. Not really anything new or surprising to report. Crude has once again overnight tested this rising channel, the bottom of this rising channel on the short term, and it has held, and we've pushed down back below it, which fits on the longer term horizon for a test of the bottom of the channel on the daily chart. So really, it looks to me like that's what crude wants to do. It wants to just continue this cycle of kind of top of the channel, bottom of the channel, etc. It's got a little bit more downside momentum than it's had in a while. The last several times it started to come down, it wasn't able to really get past about 2/3 of the way down or so. So this time it looks like it might actually make a run at the bottom of the daily channel. So it remains to be seen. We have had you can see if I zoom in here, you can see that there's been some buyers. We've definitely had some buyers come in at this level. We've got that long wick there down at this candle. So there are buyers down there. Maybe they hold it up. Hard to say for sure right now. At the moment, the Navigator is holding bearishly. It tried to get up past the zero line, but couldn't really get up even to it, and now is turning down. So we're watching for a break of the lows down here, which is also basically the low of the box on the 60-minute here. And that's going to tell us that we're likely to cover a bit more of this gap. here on the daily. So that's what you're looking for if you're a bear in crude. If you're a bull, you really got to see it get up above this area here, up above the channel line, as well as up above these recent high tests that have happened, and that will indicate that there might be some bullish momentum coming in, and then maybe we can make a run to test the top of the channel here. But it right now is looking like the bears are more in control. There is a little bit of support happening down here. We've got a couple of support levels here. Not technically really a buy zone exactly, but just a couple of minor support levels. So yeah, maybe the bulls are able to hang in there and turn it around. But right now, that's what we need to see: either a break of this channel line that holds to the upside, or a break of these lows to the downside, and that'll confirm which direction crude wants to be heading for the short term. Looking at gold. Gold has also been channeling and is continuing to do so. Right now, on the longer term, it is heading down south for a test of the lower end of the channel. So it's got this gap here it needs to cover, and Navigator is green. So Navigator has been very strong. No big surprise given the market issues that have happened the last couple of weeks. So gold has obviously risen a good amount on all of that negativity. But at the moment, if the market is indeed in a bullish phase and the bulls are trying to take control, it's not surprising to see gold falling. So right now, it's broken below the 21 EMA on the daily, and it's definitely holding there. On a shorter term, we have actually broken below this channel line here. Let me zoom in so you can see that a little bit better here. Whoops, go away. There we go. All right. So we've broken down here overnight, held down, fell down below the box, and are continuing down. Right now, anyway, it's bouncing around inside the value area of the current short-term 60-minute box. But we're definitely below the 21 EMA, below that channel, that rising channel. So on the short term, anyway, no question at all who's in control. It's definitely the bears, no question whatsoever. So right now, I would not be getting my hopes up for a big bullish move in gold. For that to happen, we would really need to see a break and hold above the 21 EMA, and we really need to see a break above this short-term channel. And on a daily basis, I would want to see a hold above the 21 EMA as well to indicate that there's much bullish sentiment left right now at this moment. So for now, anyway, I'm anticipating at least some closure of this gap here. It's all going to depend, I think, largely on how well the market is able to recover. If the broader markets are able to do a significant recovery of the last 2 weeks, then gold will very, very likely want to test this bottom channel. So that's what we're watching for in gold. Let's take a quick peek at crypto. Look at Bitcoin real quick, and there's not really much to say. Bitcoin is just continuing its sideways march, just grinding, not really doing anything of note. But Navigator is continually kind of moving upwards. It's definitely trying. There's buyers in there. There's definitely buying going on. Sentiment is trying to turn bullish, but until it crosses that zero line, it really just has not happened. So as I've said pretty much every day, Bitcoin's got a lot of overhead stuff to have to get through. So right now, unfortunately for the Bitcoin bulls, for the crypto bulls, I am more likely to be looking to the downside. But even that, I mean, we've got to break. We've got to take out this lower low back here, and obviously break this rising trend line here, and that's happening with this wedge formation. Which, I mean, the wedge is kind of coming to a head pretty soon here. We don't have that much time left before the wedge starts to really squeeze too far, and it's going to pop one way or the other. So keep an eye for Bitcoin to move. But right now, anyway, the pressure is certainly to the downside. So that is what I'd be keeping an eye on, is for taking out these recent lows, and for Bitcoin to head lower, probably for a test of wherever the next buy zone is down below. And I don't know if I actually have that drawn on this chart. It does not look like I do, and I don't even think there's enough data to see it. So yeah, I don't even think there would be anything down, because Bitcoin has been in nothing but a downturn for quite some time now. So there's basically nothing below. So it's not good, not good for the bulls. If you're bullish on Bitcoin, at least in the near term, it's not good. Technically speaking, fundamentally might be a different story, but technically speaking, Bitcoin is looking weak. And let's close things out with a quick peek at natural gas. It's just a continuation of the story we've been talking about all week. Bitcoin, I got Bitcoin on the brain now. Natural gas has been bouncing around between these two levels, the buy zone, the sell zone, and right now it's coming off the sell zone. It is heading downwards. So on a daily chart, at least, there is certainly some downwards momentum happening. We've got a downtrending navigator. We've got it wanting to head south from the sell zone here for a possible test maybe of the buy zone down here. Of course, it's got a good long ways to go. Right now, we are in the upper trend channel. We're up here, so we're in that upper third and looking to get below that 21 EMA. But right this moment, anyway, it's not really confirming to the downside. We've kind of bounced up a little bit, just a very short term, and it's there's a fight going on. It's definitely there's a lot of chopping around right here. There's not a very clear trending direction to the downside. But on the shorter term, the bulls are really trying to take control. We've got a lot of bullish momentum showing up in Navigator. We've got this rising pattern of higher highs and higher lows on the short term. And we have once again tested this descending trend line here, but it has once again held. And natural gas has pulled off of that level. So it is really anybody's game at this point. If the bulls are able to come in strong and break it out through this sell zone, then we could have some continuation to that upside. But given the channeling nature, the range-bound nature of natural gas for a while now, I think that would be an unusual move. I don't think that would be expected. I think this sell zone is a pretty strong one. It's been there for a little while now, and a move lower seems to be the more likely outcome. But again, it depends on what the charts are telling us. Right now, it's pretty indecisive. We are above the box on the daily, so I mean that's bullish, but it is moving down, pulling off the sell zone. So if you are a bull in natural gas, you really need to see a strong thrust upwards and really out of this sell zone. So right now, the bearish direction is probably the safer play, and maybe on a pullback to this descending trend line or something, which we just got actually in the last hour, would have been a good place if you are a bear and you want to get short. That's probably a good place to think about doing it. Or possibly on a break of the 60-minute box to the downside. If you want a bit more confirmation, you've got a little bit more monetary risk in that regard, putting your stop up above the box, but you've got more confirmation to the downside if it can break below the box and the 21 EMA and hold in that direction. So that is what I'm looking at in natural gas. That is pretty much it. In fact, that is it. That's it for the market analysis this morning. Market is continuing to march higher. So S&P at the moment, pre-market, is definitely looking strong. It'll be interesting to see what happens to the open, if the sellers come in and slap everybody back down again, or if this buy zone or sell zone, now about to become a buy zone, is going to hold, and maybe we can get some continuation to the upside. So again, I'm Jonathan Van Clute for Stock Navigators. If you liked this video, please give us a like on YouTube, and please also remember to subscribe so that you are notified of our morning and afternoon market updates. And of course, comment below if you like this video, if it was helpful, useful, if there's something else you want to see, something you want us to do differently, something else you'd like us to cover, please do let us know. We're here to do this for you, so let us know what you would like to see. That's it from me. I'm going to get ready for my my trading day. I just realized my brain was on the wrong time earlier when I said there was an hour. I think I said an hour and a half, something like that, to the market open. Too early in the morning. My brain is not fully in gear yet. So we've got 30 minutes to go. 30 minutes to the open. Makes a lot more sense. And I'm looking forward to a good trading day. I hope you all are as well. I will be talking with you soon. Take care and good trading.